I'm going to give you my backstory so you know what angle I'm coming at for this topic. And I really appreciate you guys being here at the end of the day and before a little meal action or happy hour action. Because I don't want to be like everyone else and talking about exit. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Hold on. Yeah, I know, it's tiny. Thank you. Is that better, guys? Yes. Sorry. I just came from a concert last night, too, so I'm a little half deaf right now, actually. Can you hear it? Okay, so let me give you the backstory. And we're going to go through this pretty quickly. And I don't read what's already on the screen, so why don't you guys read that? And I'll tell you what's not there. Okay, so what's not there? Why are we talking about exit? So first off, what's not there is I am from Buffalo, New York. Don't mess with me. And I love my bills. And I have grit and morals to the nth degree. Okay? When I moved to Boston, I took a position at a firm. I will not name the name. They're not around anymore anyway. It doesn't really matter. It was a small broker-dealer firm. They had 3 offices. And I said, 6 months, I want to be an advisor. And at 6 months, I passed all the tests and went in, and they said some things and did some things that were completely terrible, and went and got offers from all the major wirehouses, and I became the first woman rookie at Smith Barney at a young age. Now, the story goes on from there, and the reason I'm telling you this is because most of you don't know me at all. And when I speak, I don't speak just from like COO and operator. I speak from being a business developer, a scaler, a business owner, running tax firms, insurance firms, wealth firms, that sort of thing. So I've got a lot of gray hair and a lot of experience in doing what we're about to talk about, right? Okay, so I'm going to steal. Does anybody here know who Mark de Bergerac is from Moss Adams? Of course, all of us do, right? We grew up with him. Okay, so I'm going to use a term he used that I think he took from somebody else. And I don't like the word exit. I think there's something, I don't know, kind of sad about it. I like the word rewirement, and we're going to talk about this from 2 angles today. I'm going to talk about it from you guys being owners and running businesses and what you should think about, but I'm also going to talk about it from a revenue generator, which is your clients. I'm sure a lot of you have business owners, executives that are your client base, and this is a missed opportunity that can really jump the revenue stream. Okay? So why do we care about rewirement? Why do we have this topic ad nauseum in the media? Everybody's talking to you guys and trying to light fires. Please do it in 10 or 15 years. Please do it before you need to do it. I'll give you my reason. Control. How many of you, let's be honest, are a little bit of a control freak? Anybody here? Right? That's why you're owners. Okay, so the control factor is about protecting your legacy and your outcomes versus them controlling you, right? Why do we do this for clients? Does anybody here do, I don't know what you call it, transition planning with clients and business owners? You do. Pretty good business. Yeah. Okay. The reason I believe that we could do this, and you guys can beg to differ and have all sorts of reasons, all right, is when you help your clients that are business and executives think through this as well, you become that absolute raving fan. And for those of you who don't, I didn't steal those words. That's actually out of a book, okay? The idea that that person turns around and raves about you. And that's multiple referrals. So you want to do this for yourselves so you're not hypocrites. And then you also want to do it for them. The other reason, I don't know, hopefully you guys could see that little Harvard Business Review at the bottom, but you guys know the stats. Let me tell you some real stories though. Okay, let me give you the selling, and then I'll tell you what happens if you don't do this. When you do rewirement work, faster decision making around your business. Things will just flow better because you'll know where you're headed. Just like a financial plan, right? We talk to our clients all the time and we say, you know, you'll know better when you have that plan. Here's where you are, here's where you want to go, here's the plan. Much easier to serve them. Same with yourselves. You got to serve yourselves, your brains, your visionaries. Friction. We just talked about that in the ops group. Okay? It eliminates a lot of friction when you've got that path and that runway. It eliminates a lot of friction for your clients when they also have it. Stakeholder alignment, I think you guys can read, improves value. Definitely. And when I say value, I am talking about valuation too. Does anybody care about valuation here? I know some of you may not be in the mindset of selling your business, but I actually care about valuation because that's the leverage that takes you to the bank. You need a loan to invest in people or technology or other things, and you don't want to take it out of cash flow. You got to go to a lender. They're going to want to see something, right? And it's calming. I don't know about you, but I've been around enough owners that are not calm, right? Okay, here's the impact. I'm going to tell you, this was hard for me to write. So I have been around. I do have gray hair hidden underneath this highlighted hair, okay, with my tinsel. And I got some bad stories to tell you. Bad, right? I've got firms, 1.8 billion AUM down to 400 in less than 3 years. Terrible story. I had lost the top advisors and CIO, COS. By the way, CIO, I think you guys know, COS is chief of staff. That's your people person, right? I've got firms with no legacy. I've got firms, 59 years old, on the walking treadmill on the phone with me, brain aneurysm. I got cancer stories in their 50s. So there's stories out there, and you guys all look super healthy, and I think that's awesome. But I think you want to control the legacy. I think you want to control that. And your clients. Has anybody here lost a client under the age of 60? Yes. Yeah. Hard, right? Okay. 48%. That's almost half. And to be fair, these surveys are slanted, so it's probably even worse. 48 have no formal transition plan. I think it's like I'm going to say the old days. I am old. When our clients didn't want to talk about estate planning because that was about death, I think as owners we have that same thinking around our own planning, around transition. Okay, so what happens now? We know what happens with advisor firms when they don't plan, right? Oh, sorts. What about clients? Kids don't become successors. That really stinks. Discount sale price. They're selling at a discount because they just didn't control the narrative, right? Broken relationships. Divorce. Divorce, divorce. And by the way, I mean divorce in business partners and divorce at home. Terrible. Depression, lower revenue, less referrals. And look at that stat. Almost 90% is tied in small business. It's really tough. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with you guys today to be fully transparent. I'm going to take advantage of neuroscience today with you guys. So you'll get a little warm in a second besides the fact we turned up the heat. I'm going to have you guys do 2 exercises. And let me explain why I'm going to do this. Because I just explained to some of your operators downstairs. When you write, you trigger your prefrontal cortex. That is your rational brain. When you talk, you trigger the amygdala, which is your flight or fight. Talking doesn't work for this. You can try it. In fact, there's some stats about even, and yes, men are different than women, men going through therapy, it is not successful the majority of the time. It doesn't work on the brain. Women a little bit more, but still not as much as you might think. The writing actually brings you to a calm state and opens your mind to possibilities without a freak out. All right? I'm going to do that on you guys today. See how it goes. Okay. Here's the visuals. I'm giving you just the keywords. ARC, napkin, LCMS, and read. And when I say read, for those of you that don't read, those of you that are video consumers or podcast consumers, that's what I mean when I say read, all right, to soak in information. So we're going to talk about ARC, which is authority roles. We're going to talk about napkin math. I'm going to show you something. It's going to be a little hefty, but there's a handout. If you guys want it, you guys can download the template after, okay? And then we're going to talk about life, career, mission statement with the next philosophy. And we're going to do a little writing. By the way, is anybody here in the middle of rewiring? AK building their exit plan? I should have asked that. Carmine? You? Of course. That would make sense. Okay. I purposely did not hand these out because you guys are the type that will look down instead of up. Can you pass those down, please? Thank you. I've been doing this exercise for a long time. Maybe 15 years. Hello. Yeah, could you do the other side? Thanks. Don't worry, the colors of the paper mean nothing. Yes. Yep, she's Shelby. Can I just grab a couple over here too? Thank you. Yeah. Is everybody warming up? Anybody still freezing? Anybody still cold? Raise your hand. It's supposed to be cold. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be, but brought it back up again a little. I don't need to torture you. Just a little warm in here at 74 before. Feel a little hot. Okay, so normally we're in a room where there's actually a side area, and I would make you stand, because when you stand, there's another thing that happens to your brain. It really frees up again. It catapults. But we're going to do this sitting down and see if it works. Okay, so I would like you to fill in the top 2 rows in under 5 minutes. And let me explain the exercise. This is about authority levels. When we talk about rewirement, transitioning, we have to actually give the reins to somebody else. But it takes time for us to think through that. Like, who would I give the decision making to? Who would I give strategy to? So what I'm asking you to do is take a run at it now and just write currently who's in the decision making role in row 1 and in the strategy role for each area of the business. And I am going to front end a question you will ask. If it's more than one person, put in multiple names. And don't hit your head too much. I see some. It's not meant to be painful. This is meant to be easy. This is the easy button. You stuck? I can tell here who was an advisor planner. You guys get stuck on some of the details. Just the first 2 rows. Go ahead.
Are you talking about a firm or me personally?
Firm.
Firm.
Yep. Is that complicated?
A little bit. No, I mean, I don't.
No. Yeah. Do you have a team?
Yeah, who I work under. No.
Will you ever be your own 100% owner of the business?
No, probably not.
Do your team. Is that easier? If I say team, then go for a team. Yeah. This is meant to be easy. Do the easiest part. You're stuck? Are you just not interested?
Me.
That's right. Write your name in all the cells. Don't
Okay.
cheat.
Okay.
You're cheating.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you. I'm so glad you did that. It was a good cheat. No, we need those. If your name goes in all the cells, I need you to write your name over and over and over and over again. No line, no arrow. Thank you. I'm so glad. Don't feel very normal.
You want me to write my name or just me? Okay.
I want you to write your name. Write your name. Not me, not I, not smiley face.
Okay. I put me.
Yep. Write your name. Remember, I did fully disclose I was messing with your heads a little, right? You did hear that, the neuroscience? Okay, write your name. Did anybody not make it to the second row? Is anybody just stuck on the first row? Yeah? Okay. All right. How many of you have your name in at least 50% of the cells? How's that feel? Anybody want to talk? Nobody wants to talk about it, right? Sucks? Yeah? When you were writing, did you think of somebody else you could put in there?
Not at that time.
That's okay. Yeah.
I went down and I was like, yeah, I gotta.
Okay. Thank you. Great example.
You're saying we're supposed to want it or we're supposed to not?
Sometimes you don't want it. The reason I still do this, and I didn't realize how impactful it was when I first did it many years ago. A couple owners pulled it out on a call with me. They're like, I still have this thing. It really, it either triggers like, are you kidding? Did I do that? we gotta delegate that down, Brian. Oh, you're funny. Sometimes it triggers not good feelings. And sometimes it triggers, I'm the king of the castle. Like, this is okay. I want to be here.
Yeah, some questions I'll answer it and I'll go, glad I don't have that.
That's right.
I wish I did.
Yeah. That's okay. Because you know what the beauty of this is? We're working on paper, which is not the norm of how you do this. Listen, when we do this on electronic whiteboards where it can shift. We do this on glass boards where there's the now and it's like a financial plan, now and the future, right? This is fluid work. This is not like set in stone. So whatever reaction you have, that is the reaction you should have. And then the question is, what do you do with it? So I'm going to use you as an example. Thank you very much. When you start to fill in below the line, and we will not do that today, you take this with you, fill in below the line, as you write in those names, you start to go, you know what? I want to groom that person up. I want to try them out. And then the only question is, how do I try them out? Like, how do I give them a little bit of the reins and a little bit of authority and make sure that they're worthy and they want it, and they want it. So in fairness, I told the ops people to do this on their people that are here in this group with you guys. It's just in case they do that, don't yell at them, yell at me. Okay. All right, so one, that was a mind shift, right? That's authority charting. Nobody does it. Every time I present it, it's something new. Napkin math. Sorry, guys, I couldn't make this any more beautiful and simple. Let me explain, all right? And the Scan Me is, you can download this. And you can come back later and get the Scan Me from me as well. So there's so many great firms out there. FP Transitions, Echelon, oh my God, the names. I could just Advisor Impact. So many firms, right, that will work with you on growth projections. Frankly, I'm going to guess you guys are pretty good with Excel and math, or you have somebody on your team. So this whole idea of the napkin math wasn't meant to like set things in stone about growth and starting to build out the rewirement plan. It's about to spot check what's really feasible, what's really possible. So on a basic level, revenue in, attrition, revenue out, compensation, operating expenses, calculation of how much more business you need to bring in the door. What you don't see over here, and it is on the template, is your grid. I get owners that come to me and say they want to make billions of dollars. Love it. It's fine. But what's billion over here mean in future? For today, to build out your rewirement plan to get there could be so drastic that it makes you want to throw up. So cobbler's shoes for you first, clients second, your owner clients. Do the math. Does anybody here use a business valuation tool with business owners? You do. Yep, you do too. It doesn't have a projection of growth in there though, right? It's just a valuation of the company as a static one time. It does. Which tool do you use? Capitalize. Thank you. You guys hear Capitalize? So you could use it for your own businesses before you use, thank you. I don't want to pitch any one provider because, thank you for that. So you don't need to use Excel if you don't want to. The point is, there's tools out there, thank you for that you can use to do this. But again, this is a spot checking on when you want to rewire. I get a lot of owners, when they start to set the goals and then they look at what's possible and how far away, they actually rewire earlier. They start pursuing their charitable intentions, their legacies, their family, because they didn't realize how close they were already to whatever goal they had in their head. Does this make sense on a very simple level? Is anybody doing this in Excel or any system? Not you. Yes, you are. You are? How did it feel when you did it? Like when you first started it? Was it interesting or was it scary? Why was it scary? Just curious.
Projection of our growth is so high, who we have to become to keep up is alarming.
Alarming. Did you take it down? Did you lower your goals? You didn't. So how did you get over the fear?
Daily process.
Daily process. Oh, you mean you delegated to other people to like work on it? Okay, there you go. Congratulations. It's all yours. Yeah. Remember that slide at the beginning about successors? Yes.
So from you making me do this, I'll say it.
Yeah.
Are you forcing me to do this? Recently, our new 3-year vision actually got much more aggressive. Because looking at the forecasting, I knew that my 3-year vision wasn't big enough.
Right.
So thanks, you
Yeah, I'm to blame for that, guys. So if you,
for this man over
I
here,
didn't force them. I just sell well.
and for that man in the corner to throw me out, that goal wasn't big enough.
Right.
But the numbers is where it really, it's, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Bigger, smaller, right? Different. Right. Like, listen, some firms do this and they're like, you know what? That's 70% of the client base that is not making that much revenue. Time to shed it. We have literally seen firms where we've exited over 50% of the client base. It's crazy. What stops us from doing that without these types of things? Just fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of not where it's going, fear. Let's ditch the fear, if we can. Okay, here's another one. I promise, there was only 2 today, guys. Yes, we actually used paper and staples. Here, Shelby. Thank you. I didn't mean to put you to work, but you're right. I think my back's a little sore from climbing the escalators with the suitcase today.
Which of those links on there was that links on the
The scan one, the QR before.
Yeah, when you get to that page.
Yeah, you know what, at the end, I'll put it back up. I'll go back to the slide. Oh,
No, I
thank you.
understand. It's like which is.
Oh,
There's like 5 links on there.
oh my gosh.
That's what came up.
That's my business ops manager, napkin math, the top one.
Yeah, that's what. It's
Yep. And I call it napkin math because I want to keep it simple. If there's not enough of these, I apologize. I was told there's only 40 of you.
For a while. Yeah.
Thank you. Has everybody got one? All right. You know what? I don't want you to see this yet. Hold on. Okay. I was just talking with the ops people. So again, full disclosure, we did a little different angle. This thing about rewirement and the goal setting, so math is one part of it, okay? But so is the other part, and that's, I'm gonna get all warm and fuzzy for you guys, okay? A little bit of gut, heart action here. That's what the life career mission statement is. And we embedded an exit strategist methodology into it as well. We believe in powerhousing the job description. So you guys, does anyone here have a job description for themselves? They're all owners. Oh my, not one. You do. Why did you do one? I'm just out of curiosity.
I worked with a coach a couple of years ago, and she told me.
Ginny? Okay.
I'm still with you.
Okay. Yeah. That's wild. So wait a minute. Let me understand this. So you want your team members to have a job description, but you guys don't.
Well, isn't it everything else?
Exactly, right? Now, I hope you're okay with this because I did tell him to bring this to you guys. So for everyone who's got an ops person here, it's really hard to figure out your transition if you don't know where you're headed. And part of where you're headed is your legacy. We don't write things down because we're busy, we're running a business, I get it, all the hats that we wear. But I have to tell you, and you're gonna have to just prove this out yourself, writing is therapy. Writing is the cheapest shrink you could ever have on your team. And this document can be used both for job description and also for transition planning. So let me explain the elements in it. There's one big one. Actually, can I borrow yours just for 1 second? Thank you. Okay. So see at the bottom of the first page, well, let me explain the format really quick. Okay, and then, thank you, I just memorized what I needed. So title. So we all have titles on LinkedIn, la 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 la, whatever. Titles are nice. It's the roles and the hats you wear. I don't know about you guys, but I run a small business, right? So I'm wearing like maybe 4 or 5 hats on any given day. I'm head of marketing, I'm head of people, I'm head of, Understand your roles, because the minute you do, you'll start to realize, based on that role chart, what you want to start to shed. So it's roles, and then the roles I want to shed. Okay? How many years to getting to financial freedom? When have I had enough? When is it enough money? If you want more after that, that's fine, but there is a number. We all have a number. And then at the bottom, this is about thinking through next. So writing a couple words about what nourishes you. Discovery, introspection, peel away past roles. Like, I feel valued when I make decisions on X. Why? Why do I feel valued? Does it really matter anymore? Evaluate. You guys can read. Explore and transcend. If you take this out once a quarter, I'm going to set the bar really low because it's not easy. I do know. I run a business. Once a quarter, and just write a couple keywords in each of these 4. And you take the role chart I started you guys with, and you do a little math, you're going to know in under a year where you're headed, what you want to get to, and when the tipping point is to hand over the reins. I am watching way too many business owners struggle with 1, no plan, but 2, none for their clients. So now anyway, that's hurting their own book of business, to be honest, right? But also the stress of not having a plan. I think that's worse. I don't want to see any more heart attacks, cancer from stress. I don't want to see stress-induced health anymore. It's very, very hard to watch. And some of you are super young, and others of you probably feel young. Do not be fooled of what stress does. And by the way, don't be fooled what it does to your team. Talent is really hard. Does anybody disagree with me on the talent is hard to find thing? Everybody kind of agree on that one? Talent's really hard. If you, as the leader, don't have a plan, you are not going to get rock star talent. And if they come on board, they're going to check out really fast. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you because I care about the consumer. The reason I do this business now instead of being an advisor of a book of business is because I wanted to make a huger impact for consumers, because I think there's way too many people that have no financial security in this. And all of you should be helping more if you can. Okay, I'm going to cut short. I'm not going to make you guys write on that because we don't have time. All right, so exit playbook. Better life, better client experience, rewards. Rewards can be monetary. They can be just somebody raving about you. I don't care how that looks, all right? I gave you tons of techniques. That's 3. That's a lot. If you just do one. And by the way, honestly, I couldn't care less if you do none of the ones I gave you, but do something. Do something. Amazing coaches out there that have strategies and techniques to do. There's Find Your Why. Has anybody done Find Your Why with Simon Sinek? Carmine did. You did. Did you like it? Cause fear, or was it an eye-opener? It was a good grounder. Yeah. There's lots of fun things out there. You don't have to do math. And this is all about regaining control and your legacy, all right?